Mallory in a box. I never thought I wanted to see another box, but now I'm inside one on the way to Marianne's house, and no one even knows I'm gone. I think back to Friday afternoon. Marianne and I were in the kitchen trying to scrape dried biscuit dough off the counter when she told me her plan. "No way!" I shouted. "It'll never work." "Of course it will." Then we got a piece of paper and made a list of all the reasons I should come live with her. Reason number 1, no more tiny room. You could share my big room and my stuff. Reason number 2, no more yucky neighbors. You won't miss them anyway. Reason number 3, cheeseburger will feel right at home. I read her list. Then I made my own list in my head of all the reasons I should stay where I am. Reason number 1, my room is tiny, but it has all my stuff in it. Reason number 2, only one of my neighbors is yucky. I will miss the other one. Reason number 3, cheeseburger will miss her cat trick lessons. I spent the whole weekend telling Marianne why her plan wouldn't work. She spent the whole weekend trying to convince me that it would. We were still in our sleeping bags this morning, and Marianne was still trying to get me to go along with what she had in mind. "It's simple," she said for the 10 millionth time. "There's an empty box in the back of the van. When it's time for us to leave, just make sure no one is looking and get in it. That's all you have to do." "What happens when my mom and dad find out I'm gone?" I ask her for the 10 millionth time. "Then I'll be in trouble. Big, big, big trouble." "How can you get in trouble if they can't find you?" Marianne got out of her sleeping bag and sat on my dresser. She crossed her arms. "Anyway, you owe it to me. You broke your pinky swear. You said you'd never be friends with any boy next door." It made me mad that Marianne didn't understand that I didn't have a choice. Who else was I going to play with? I crossed my arms. "Max?" Marianne thought for a minute. "Well, maybe you didn't have a choice," she said. "It wasn't like you had me next door anymore. But now you do have a choice. You can follow my plan." I didn't know what to say to this. Plus, riding in a box for 3 hours wasn't exactly my idea of fun. "How do you know I'll fit in the box?" I asked Marianne. "It's a big box," she said. "And once we get to my house, it'll be worth it. We'll be best friends like we used to be, except even better because you'll be living with me." Part of me wanted to go and part of me wanted to stay. I wasn't sure which part I wanted to listen to when Marianne said it was time to put our plan into action. "Hurry," she said. "I hear my mom telling your mom and dad goodbye." "But I'm still in my PJs," I told Marianne. She opened my window. "You've got to go now." And without another thought, I climbed out with cheeseburger and got in the box in the van. I could hear everyone come outside. I couldn't see, but I heard lots of goodbyes and thank yous. Then I heard the words that made my heart beat so loudly I was sure someone would discover me. "Where's Mallory?" asked Mom. "I know she'll want to say goodbye." I thought I was toast for sure. But when Marianne said, "We already said goodbye. We stayed up all night talking. Mallory's taking a nap." She whispered the part about the nap like she didn't want me to wake up. Then Mom said I'd made a good choice, and the next thing I knew, we were off. Goodbye, Wish Pond Road. Hello, box. Hot, small, scratchy box. I try to think of things I can do inside this box for the next 3 hours. But all I can think are the things I can't do. I can't sing. I can't sneeze. I can't even go to the bathroom. I try to think about all the fun Marianne and I are going to have when we get to her house. But my brain keeps thinking about all the things I won't be able to do. I won't be able to stick my feet in the wish pond. I won't be able to be in the no joke club. I won't even be able to fight with Max. I can hear Mom's words. I made a good choice. Even though I really want to be with Marianne, I feel like I've made some not so good choices. Like leaving home in this box. Like letting Marianne feed Joey the cat food. I should have stopped her. But the more I think about it, the worse I feel. If I did to myself what I did to Joey, I wouldn't even be my own friend. I bet that cat food tasted really gross, just like the inside of this box smells. I move my legs and try to get comfortable, but that's not so easy to do when you're cooped up inside a smelly box with nothing to do but think about your choices. I look at my watch. 2 hours and 33 minutes to go. I remember when Marianne said, "Once we get to my house, it'll all be worth it." I hope she's right. I look at Cheeseburger, who was asleep on my lap. Nothing seems to be bothering her. Cats are lucky. They don't have to make choices. Even though I wouldn't want to eat cat food, sometimes I think it would be a whole lot easier to be a cat. Never coming out. I'm not going back and you can't make me. Dad isn't listening to one word I've said. He might as well be dragging me by the hair like a cave girl. I dig my heels into the gravel in Marianne's driveway. I don't want to go back to Fern Falls, I yell, and I want to stay here and live with Marianne. At least, I think I do. I had fun living with Marianne, even if it was only for 5 hours and 35 minutes. We did a lot of things Marianne and I loved to do. We ate cold pizza for lunch. We looked at old scrapbooks we made together. We even made up a list of secret passwords in case we ever need them. But there were a lot of things I liked doing with Joey that I didn't get to do when I lived with Marianne, like going to the wish pond and skateboarding and playing with Murphy and Cheeseburger. But still, I went to a lot of trouble to get here, and I'm not ready to go back yet. I hold tight to Cheeseburger and hide behind Marianne. We're not leaving. Dad reaches behind Marianne and grabs my arm. "I'm sorry," he says to Marianne's mom. "Get in the car, young lady. You've got some explaining to do," is what he says to me. As soon as I buckle my seatbelt, Dad starts with the questions. Did I realize that I ran away from home? Did I care that he and Mom were worried about me? Did I think I could live at Marianne's house? Did I know he would have to drive 6 hours to get me and bring me home? Did I consider anyone's feelings other than my own? I cross my arms. What about how I feel? I felt weird when we got to Marianne's house and she said to me, "You're home." When I looked out her window at what used to be my home, it didn't look like my home anymore. It wasn't even the same color as it was when it was mine. When Marianne and I were next-door neighbors, it was easy to be best friends. Now it's hard because everything is different. "Earth to Mallory," Dad says. "I'm waiting for some answers." But I have questions of my own. Why can't I live in one place with all the people I like and do all the things I like doing? I kick the back of Dad's seat. It's not fair. Dad looks back at me in the mirror. His face is serious. "Mallory, things change. I know moving hasn't been easy for you, but Marianne will always be your friend. You don't live in the same place anymore, and it's important for both of you to make new friends." This isn't what I want to hear. I wish Dad would say something like, "Mallory, honey, we're sorry we ever made you move. We know this has been hard for you, and we feel awful about it. We want to make it up to you somehow. We'll do anything, even give away Max." But that's not what Dad says. "Running away from home was wrong," says Dad. "We didn't know where you were. We looked everywhere. We were worried about you. We love you very much." I cross my hands in my lap. Dad always says stuff like that when he's mad at me. It would make things a lot easier if he would say, "Mallory, we hate you very much." Then I could say, "I hate you very much back." But now I don't know what to say. I scratch behind my ear. "I'm sorry," I mumble to Dad in the front seat. "Apology accepted," says Dad. "I think we've cleared the air." Not totally. There's one thing I still want to know. "Dad," I ask, "how did you know where I was?" "Thankfully, Joey had the good sense to tell us he saw you get in the van." My face feels hot. Did I hear Dad right? How could Joey tell on me? "Joey did the right thing," says Dad. I'm proud of him. Proud of him? How can my dad be proud of a rat? Mary Ann should have fed him rat food, not cat food. When I see him, I'm going to feed him some. How could he give away my secret? Dad and I ride the rest of the way without saying anything. I try counting trees to make the time pass, but I stop when I get to 1,062. I've spent a lot of time in a car lately, and this ride is making me sick. Dad pulls into the driveway. Home sweet home, he says, but I don't say a word. Part of me is kind of glad I'm back on Wish Pond Road. Part of me wishes I wasn't. Mom and Max are waiting for me on the front porch. Too bad, says Max as I get out of the car. I was kind of getting used to being an only child. Max, not today, says Mom. She tries to hug me, but I run past her to my room. I slam my door and I lay down on the bed. I cover my head with my pillow. I want to be alone. But I hear something. Knock, knock. Mallory, open the door. I shove my fingers in my ears. Knock, knock, knock. Come on, sweet potato, says Mom. I'm not going to open the door. Knock, 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 knock. Go away! I don't feel like talking. Mom and Dad whisper to each other. Maybe we should leave her for a while, says Dad. She knows what she did. I hear them walking down the hall. I curl up on the bed next to Cheeseburger and stare out the window. I'll leave with Cheeseburger. Mary Ann can come with us. We'll live at Disney World. We'll never go to school. We'll eat all the junk food we want. Nobody will be able to tell us what to do. It's a lot to think about. I roll over and close my eyes. When I hear a knock on the door, I run my eyes and look outside. It's almost dark. I've been asleep for a while. Mallory, Mom says softly. Dinner time. I turn on my light. Then I remember. No dinner for me. I lie back down on the bed. Knock, knock, says Mom. I don't answer. Mom tries again. Knock, knock. Who's there? I play along because I know Mom won't stop unless I do. Olive. I know this joke. Olive who? Olive you, says Mom. I have a joke for you, I tell Mom. I would love to hear it, Mom says. What has red hair, freckles, and is really, really, really miserable? Mom doesn't say what. I open my door and finish my joke anyway. Me. I am really, really, really miserable, and I don't want dinner. What I want is to make a wish, and I want it to come true. Mom looks at me for a long time like I'm a tricky question on a crossword puzzle. Mallory, she finally says, why don't you take a walk to the wish pond? What for? If I throw 1,000,000 rocks, I don't think my wish will come true. Well, it certainly won't come true if you stay locked up in your room, Mom says. Fine, fine, fine. I walk out the door and head towards the wish pond. But if my wish doesn't come true this time, I'm calling a wish pond repairman. Wishes coming true. I sit down on the edge of the wish pond, pick up a rock, and throw it in. I wish things never had to change. I dig my fingers through the rocks on the edge of the pond. There are red rocks and gray rocks and white rocks. There are big rocks and little rocks and flat rocks. There are lots of rocks, which is a good thing because I have lots of wishes. Something catches my eye. It's a teeny tiny black pebble, but it's very shiny. When I pick it up, it feels warm and smooth in my hand. Something about this rock feels special. I close my eyes. I wish, but I don't finish. Someone sits down beside me. You're back, says Joey. I open my eyes. Thanks to you, otherwise I would have been gone for good. I put my shiny black pebble on the ground and cross my arms. Hey, where did you find this? Joey picks up my pebble. Give it back. I grab it out of his fingers. It's yours, Joey says. A wish pebble only works for the person who finds it. A wish pebble. I've never heard of a wish pebble. I don't feel like having a conversation with Joey, but I want to know what he's talking about. What's a wish pebble? You don't know? Joey seems surprised. Everyone on this street knows about wish pebbles. I haven't lived here that long, remember? These shiny black ones are wish pebbles, Joey says. They're rare and hard to find. I've searched through these rocks since I moved here and never found one. You're lucky. I turn the pebble over. What's so special about a wish pebble? Joey laughs. When you make a wish with a wish pebble, your wish is supposed to come true. I think about the legend of the wish pond. Maybe the farmer's wife found 3 wish pebbles. This wish is important. I squeeze my pebble. Go ahead, says Joey. Throw it in, but make sure you wish for what you really want. Shh, I say. I can't wish while you're talking. I close my eyes. I wish things never had to change. I squeeze the pebble in the palm of my hand. I'm ready to throw my wish pebble in the pond. Know what? Joey says. I hold on to my pebble and open one eye. It's hard to make a wish when you're interrupted. What now? I'm glad you're back. When you left, I came down here and looked for a wish pebble. I tried to wish you back, but I couldn't find a wish pebble, so that's why I told my parents. Joey picks up a plain gray rock and throws it into the pond. Wish Pond Road was no fun without you. I close my eye. Even though I don't like that Joey told on me, I do like living on Wish Pond Road and being friends with Joey. I squeeze the pebble in my hand. Then I change my wish. I wish I could be friends with Mary Ann and Joey. I throw my pebble into the pond and wait for something to happen. And it does. I get a feeling that my pinky swear doesn't matter anymore. A feeling that I can be friends with Mary Ann and Joey. A feeling that my wish is coming true. I open my eyes and smile. Hey, Joey, want to hear a joke? He nods. Knock, knock. Who's there? Ima. Ima who? I'm sorry I fed you cat food. Now it's Joey's turn to smile. That's okay. I kind of liked it, but next time I'm going to try it with ketchup. Disgusting. I lean over into the wish pond. I think I'm going to puke. Gotcha, says Joey. But next time we play, you go first. I don't know about that. What I do know is if I don't get home for dinner, I'll be in big trouble. And I've been in enough trouble for one day. I open the front door and take a deep breath. Something smells terrific. I head straight for the kitchen. Mom, Dad, and Max are eating Chinese food. I'm so hungry, I skip the chopsticks and pick up a fork. Mom and Dad look at each other but don't say a thing. When I'm done, Max hands me a fortune cookie. I saved it for you, he says. I open it and unroll my fortune. No need to worry. Good times ahead for you on Wish Pond Road. There's something fishy about this fortune. I look at Max. He's trying not to smile. I pop my cookie in my mouth. Then I hand him the fortune. You'll have to save this for someone who needs it, I tell him. I'm not worried a bit. Dear Mary Ann, how are you? I'm fine. Now, but I wasn't when I left your house. Boy, was I in big trouble. You should have heard Dad in the car. Actually, you're lucky you didn't have to. He was very, very, very mad that I ran away from home. I won't go into the whole thing, but the whole way home he was like, Mallory this and Mallory that. Mallory, Mallory, Mallory. Running away from home was wrong, wrong, wrong. I wanted to explain to Dad that I knew running away from home was wrong. That you've always been my best friend. That I didn't want you to think I broke our pinky swear. But then Dad said, Mallory, things change. Mary Ann will always be your friend. But you don't live in the same place anymore, and it's important for both of you to make new friends. And then I didn't say much. I didn't know what to say. I went to the wish pond to wish that things never had to change. But I guess Dad is right. Things do change, and we both have to make new friends. It makes me sad that we can't live next door to each other and be best friends every day. But I have a great, great, great idea. Next time you visit, we'll go to the wish pond and make a wish together. We'll wish that one day we can live next door to each other. Just think how much fun we'll have. We'll do everything together. We'll chew the same kind of gum. We'll paint our toenails the same color. And we'll say everything 3 times. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Mallory. P.S. Mom says you can visit again soon. I asked, how soon? And she said, very soon. And I said, unless it's tomorrow, it's not soon enough for me. P.P.S. Friends forever and ever and ever.
The end. You have been listening to Mallory on the Move by Laura B. Friedman, published by Derby Creek. Read for you by Emma Sacchetti.